little bit of a culture shock, I think. So I'm from California, where it's pretty liberal. And then I hadn't spent much time in the Midwest. And so when I got to Indiana, I was surprised at how many people were religious and how many people they believed in Christ, and that was kind of a normal thing because I was used to back home where people just don't really talk about it. So that was definitely interesting. The people are super nice, which I really liked. It was definitely cold. I was not expecting that, and I did not have clothes for the snow. I got there in the beginning of October, and so at first it was great. The first couple weeks were great weather, and then it started getting cold, and then it started snowing. So my mom sent me my coat, so I was really grateful for that. But it was great. The ward I was in was pretty incredible. That a lot of young families, actually did a lot of medical students who lived in the ward who were studying in the various colleges, and so that was kind of cool. A lot of people in different life stages, and there were a lot of awesome members who were willing to help with missionary work. We definitely didn't teach as many lessons as I taught in Brazil, which was interesting, but we would teach the members. That was kind of a thing that our mission was doing. So we would teach the members just the regular lessons, the restoration and the plan of salvation, the gospel. And so that was definitely good practice to kind of learn how to teach. And then we did have a couple of investigators that we would teach, and we would go tracting or try to find new people. I think it was a little bit of a struggle because of the cold, because tracting in the snow, people didn't really want to leave their door open and talk to us. But I definitely learned a lot. So I was there for about 3 months, and just kind of seeing, also it was cool to see the perspective of a missionary who serves in the States versus serving in Brazil, which it's the same, missionary work is the same, but it's also different because the culture is different. So you kind of tailor missionary work to the culture and the people, which I think that was definitely an important thing to learn, that the gospel is the same wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're in Indiana, if you're in Brazil, in Portuguese, English. It doesn't really matter. The gospel is the same, and it's going to help people the same, that was cool to see in 2 different places. I'm from San Francisco Bay Area, so no snow, none of that, not really cold. So I have a pair of boots, but they're kind of they look like riding boots, and they have no traction on the bottom. But that was the only pair of boots that I had. So my mom sent them to me. And one day we were walking, and it wasn't snowing, but there was snow on the ground, and it had kind of frozen, and so it was pretty icy. And there was one day I fell 3 times because I wasn't used to walking in the ice, and my boots had 0 traction, so 3 times just straight down on the ice. But luckily it didn't hit my head or anything. That was a blessing from the Lord. But it was definitely one of the more humorous days.